If you are new to this channel, I hope you consider subscribing because here you will learn how to think like a cellist. And today we're going to talk about what really goes on in the brain. And our story begins not in the realm of music, but in the early 80s with Eric Kandel, a Nobel Prize winning neurologist that discovered the actual neurology behind learning. Truly learning something. Because learning is more than just seeing something, repeating what you see, but it's remembering what you do. And today, you're going to learn the very simple formula and the logic and neurology behind how we remember what we learn. So let's jump right into the inspiration for this talk. It comes from one of our subscribers, Jesper Devan, which says, "You said something about deep learning. I'm interested in this. I looked online but could not find any studies on this. It would be great if you would send a link. You are in luck, and for anyone watching this channel, just check the links in the description below. I've linked for you PDFs directly written by Eric Kandel and other award-winning neurologists explaining the neurology and the processes of how we remember what we learn. First, you must understand that the formula for deep learning is a simple cascade of 3 stages. Stage 1 is the window opening. You know this happens whether you are a teacher or a student. It's when you are doing something, you're playing, you're practicing, and you have to slow down. Look at your clock and realize you have no more than 15 minutes of laser sharp focus on what this process is. It can be the most simple thing as a bow change or intonation on a finger or a shift, but it should be incredibly precise and it should be addressed with absolute concentration for 15 minutes. So for this 15-minute window, in your brain, your neuron receptors are activating and the membranes are starting to change. But there's no memory that's happening. It's just reaction to something that's novel. The memories start to form after that very first stage. In this second stage, not only do the neurons continue to activate and the membranes continue to change, but we start to build an actual network. In this stage 2, which starts after that 15-minute window, and it lasts to about the 45th minute of your deep practice, what you are experiencing in your brain is a tuning of already existing proteins, which leads to DNA remodeling, where the nuclei receive signals to read the genome differently. This is where the memories start to form, where proteins that already exist in your brain, in your DNA, are starting to be changed around. They're starting to be tuned. And this all continues until stage 3, which happens about after that 45th minute. So for the last 15 minutes of your hour lesson, or with anything, you start to experience something differently in your brain. During this third stage is when the brain truly starts to form memories to address that novel thing it experienced in that first 15 minutes of practice. So basically, you really have only 15 minutes of actual focus. After that point, you should revise what you focused on for that 15 minutes. And then after about half an hour of that work, then do something else, because that stage 3 does not require you to continually do. You have to put it on the back burner. You have to allow the back office to sort it out. Hence, do something completely different. Play a song that you really enjoy. Here's my pro tip for you. You do not have an unlimited amount of energy in your brain to do this repeatedly again. So after that first hour, can you do it again? Yes, you can. But how many times can you stack deep practice, honestly? And the answer is twice. But after the third round, when you really have to focus on the third thing, you start to take away the neuronal energy from processing the first 2 sessions of deep practice. So you should never practice more than 2 hours of absolute deep learning. If you're thinking you can do more than that, you're not Superman. You're not the exception to the rule. And you're probably not smarter than Eric Kandel. He won a Nobel Prize on this, and this affects every single human being that learns. Now, for those of you that are Einstein, that are Mozarts, you may be able to stack multiple levels of learning. But most of us are not Einstein. Most of us are not Mozart. We're just regular people learning a wonderful instrument that requires an incredible amount of mental energy. So follow my advice. Work on the unknown, revise that unknown into notions, and then have fun with something familiar. I hope this video helped you today, and I hope you did learn a little bit about the neurology of deep learning. If you learned something, leave a like. I sure am going to like, because this process, this formula, has completely changed not only how I learn, but also how I teach. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, because this is something I do on a regular basis, sharing with you the logic behind what it means to be a cello player. And if you know someone who is struggling with really learning and remembering what worked, share this video with them. How we learn is affected by how we teach, and if your teacher exposes you to too many novel inputs during an hour session, you will not retain it all. And so, share this with your teacher. And teachers out there, if you are out there watching this video, leave a comment. I guarantee you, this video will change the way you teach and you learn. Thank you for watching my video today. Here is more content on the channel that you might find interesting as well. And I am very honored to have you include the Cello Coach channel on your journey of cello music discovery.